And how's it going? Going live here from Denver. So I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about what I think about Aspen, Colorado. I'm from a little worthless town called Carbondale, which is about a 45-minute drive from Aspen, and we didn't have a lot of money growing up, and I did not ski or snowboard. And when I was a kid, if I couldn't practice something and really get good at it, especially something in the athletic realm, I guess you consider skiing and all that in the athletic realm, I didn't want to do it. So I didn't. And I only did it twice in my life. In first grade, a friend of the family took me skiing at Sunlight, which is Glenwood Springs, Colorado, which is it's not Aspen. It's about an hour away. And I did that twice, and I never did it again my entire life. And I've lived in Colorado my entire life, except for, I believe, 1 year in Washington when I was a kid. But my uncle had a property management business in Aspen that he owned. And when I was a teenager, I worked for him for a while, and one time he was out of town and did this really, really nice house. It wasn't a mansion or it was a really nice house, like 5 or 6 bedrooms. And I had been working there 1 week, and I came back the next week and the front door was open. And I don't think it was me. It could have been me that left it open, but I don't remember actually going into the house in that area. I tried to do the right thing. I tried to stay away from being inside the house. But there was a girl that was cleaning the house. There was a girl that he had hired, a teenage girl, or she was like 20, 21. And I think she had left the door open. And there's all these unbelievably expensive furniture, paintings, that sort of thing that could have easily been stolen. But that's like the kind of place that it is. It's like nobody even noticed. I mean, that door stayed open for a week and no one even noticed. That was in like 98. That was the type of place that it was then. I don't think it's too different from that now. So if you're a thief, I guess there's an opportunity there. The population's about 6,000 people, a little over 6,000. And they don't have a lot of fast food chains there. It's like, when it's not ski season, it can be unbelievably quiet. It can be very quiet, I can have to say it, boring. The weekends, it's probably a more exciting town than a lot of the ski resort towns in Colorado, but that being said, it could still be very boring. There was there's no fast food. There was a McDonald's that was open that I'm now seeing is permanently closed that I would go to all the time. Because a lot of the restaurants, like they're just not affordable they're high-end restaurants, and if you're just looking for something casual, it's very hard to find that. There was one restaurant, and I looked it up. It's still there. It's called Hickory House. There was one restaurant that was like an affordable restaurant that you could go and get like a meal for. At that point, you could probably get a burger for like $10, $11 or something, and then whatever entree. If it's 2 people, with tip, you could probably pay $30, and that was the lowest that I could find there. I went back in 2003 and I ended up working at the St. Regis Hotel, formerly the Ritz-Carlton, and it's a very expensive hotel. And I remember the housekeeping manager, I was not even front of house. I worked in the back of house, so if somebody saw me, it was a bad thing, but the housekeeping manager would come up to me and say, "Hey, you missed a spot shaving." That was the type of place that it was. I wasn't even supposed to be viewed by people, but if I had not shaved, there was a guy that came to me and gave me a hard time about it. There are beautiful views. Yes, there are beautiful views there, but it's a getaway spot for the rich and the famous. So if you want to go, if you have these dreams of going and living there and being a part of that society, you can work and live amongst them. But there's a major class divide there. Good luck. Good luck. I went there often because I was from a little worthless place called Carbondale, and there was even less going on in Carbondale. But I would not, other than the amazing views, it's not a place to go or look. It's a vacation spot for rich people to ski, or maybe do some hiking or something, golfing. They're trying to become like a golfing resort also. There's a lot of great golf courses there. But it's a getaway spot for the super rich. So that's what it is. That's its function. People have second and third homes there, unbelievable mansions. There are people that live there full time, but it's quiet. There's not a lot to do. So don't be expecting a lot. There is a nightlife, yes. There is a vibrant nightlife. There are clubs and bars and stuff, but in the daytime, it can be extremely quiet. I don't even know if there's a movie theater in the town. There's certainly not like a Plex movie theater. You'd have to drive to El Jebel, which is 30 minutes to go to a movie if you want to do that sort of thing. I'm seeing nobody's watching this. I don't know how much it's changed since I've been there. I'm trying to think if there are amazing views though. If you're a skier, or I recommend that you go there. You know, the Aspen Mountain, the St. Regis Hotel that I worked at is right at the base of Aspen Mountain. So there's majestic views everywhere. And you know, I'm sure if you're from a place that doesn't have mountains and it's like different from you, I'm sure you would be in awe of it. But it's not a place that I would want to live. I don't, unless I was like unless I was already mega rich. Now I work with a guy who used to work at the airport here in Denver, and he said he would get people in the airport and he would ask, oh, where are you from? And they would say, oh, we're from Aspen. And then he would look at their luggage and it would say Carbondale. So there's a pretentiousness. So there are people that would, maybe they went there one time on a vacation and they just fell in love with it. And they're like, I'm moving to Aspen. I'm moving to, and they couldn't afford it. And then moved to Carbondale, but they're so pretentious. I live in Aspen. No, you don't live in Aspen. Carbondale is not a suburb of Aspen. You can't even, it's a bedroom community to Aspen, but you can't claim that Carbondale is Aspen. You can't, in the way maybe you could claim here in Denver, Lakewood is Denver. You could do that because like when you never really leave this urban area, when I'll give a pass to a person that calls Littleton Denver or something, because it's like you're still attached to it's not like you drive and you don't see anything and then you enter a new town and you realize you've entered a new town. Carbondale is not Aspen. You are not from Aspen, or you don't live. The people that do this are generally people that relocated there anyway. But if you live in Carbondale and you say that you're from Aspen, you are a pretentious asshole, and I hate you, okay? So those are my thoughts on Aspen, Colorado. See, that's another thing. Don't say Colorado. It's Colorado, and shut up.